Today we speak with Bob Dudley, the CEO of BP, about leadership and the future of oil and gas. I'm Thuraya Al-Miskari, and this is ADNOC Insights. Welcome, Bob Dudley, to ADNOC Insights. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here at ADIPEC.
So at a recent conference, you talked about how to get to net zero carbon emissions. What is BP's response to this?
Net zero, towards the middle of the century, the world needs to get there.
Yes.
We're not on a sustainable path. For a company like BP, opportunities everywhere to be involved in this. So we'll be changing and evolving, certainly staying in our core businesses of oil and gas, but all the new energy frontiers for BP. We'll be involved with wind and solar and biofuels and now the electrification part of it. So the big oil and gas companies, I'm sure, will be called big energy companies going forward.
In addition to the climate issue, geopolitics continue to affect the industry. Do you think that the industry is ready to face this dual challenge?
Well, it is the great dual challenge, I think, of our time. In the last 6 to 9 months, it's become in the fore so much. The dual challenge of needing 30 to 40% more energy for 2 billion more people on the planet by 2040, as well as reducing emissions by 50%. And this debate is, too many people are only thinking about one side of the debate, one or the other. And of course, in Western Europe, Northern Europe, and the East Coast, West Coast of the US, it's all about reducing emissions, forgetting about the world that is going to need a lot more energy. So we're caught in the middle of it with our investors and with our public. We've got to keep telling our story. I'm not sure we're the best at telling this story, but the reality is it's a big, complex problem that cannot be solved quickly. There's no easy solution. It's going to take a little bit of everything to get there.
And what do you think is the opportunities for companies like BP moving forward?
Well, I think BP as a company has got our financial framework solid again going forward. So for us, it'll be about choices. We have to be really careful and disciplined about our investments. But I think for us, developing advantage oil, lower cost oil, gas is so important. The world cannot get to the Paris goals without natural gas on many fronts. In many places, replacing coal for electric power. I think for BP, again, doing all this good work and research on getting ready for the solar and the wind and the biofuels future, which will supplement all the other things we do. And then getting really involved towards the middle of the century in carbon capture, use and storage, and then the hydrogen economy coming down the road. And so people who say the world doesn't need natural gas, it's just almost irresponsible. And then when you even think about hydrogen, actually, natural gas is 4 hydrogen atoms connected to 1 carbon atom, and it'll be transferred, using it around, then decarbonizing natural gas has got to be a great part of the future.
So, I mean, you've been in the oil and gas industry for a very long time, as we discussed earlier. So tell me, what are the most important lessons you've learned throughout your career that would have helped you out when you started?
The lessons I would say on this is, one, the oil and gas industry is global, it's everywhere. So as a company and even an individual working in, I think relationships are everything. I like to say that BP doesn't do transactions, we do relationships, and relationships at all levels in the company. Everyone is an ambassador. We need to work with our partners, our suppliers, and governments, and realize we are trusted to develop resources for many people. So it is about relationships. It's a longer term way to think about it.
So 2020 is the year for you. You end your tenure. So what is your advice to the incoming CEO of BP?
Well, thanks. After 40 years of working in an industry I love, I'm not going to disappear out of it, but it's time to pass on the baton very smoothly after 10 years here to Bernard Looney. And he's going to be a great leader. He's got a great background in the industry. He knows our company inside and out. And I think my advice to him would be, as a new CEO, you're going to get lots of advice. Everyone will give you advice. A lot of it will be good advice. But you actually just have to sit and sift and think about it. And in the end, trust your instincts about things. And you don't always have to make a decision. Sometimes no decision is the best decision. But when you do make a decision, base it on the facts you have. But again, trust your instincts.
Bob, thank you very much for joining us at ADNOC Insights. I hope to see you again, and this is not the end, I hope, for your oil and gas journey.
No, it's not the end. I will stay deeply involved in the industry. It is great to be here hosted by ADNOC, and they've hosted lots of things this week.
Pleasure
and of course,
to have you.
ADIPEC is one of the great gatherings of the world of our industry. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.